Think saving $10,000 in a year is impossible? Think again. With the right plan, anyone can do it. It's like this. You ever see those crazy transformations, where someone loses like 100 pounds or something? It seems impossible at first, right? But they break it down day by day, pound by pound, and they get there. This is the same thing, but with your money. In this video, I'll break it down into simple steps, so by the end, you'll have a clear action plan. Let's get started. Alright, I know what you're thinking. $10,000 in a year? YouTube subscribers, are you serious? And yeah, it sounds like a lot. But here's the thing, it's all about perspective. Think about it this way, it's just $27 a day. That's it. Less than what most people spend on coffee. Now, I'm not saying you need to give up your daily latte, but what I am saying is that if you can find a way to set aside just $27 a day, you'll hit that $10,000 goal before you know it. And trust me, once you start seeing that money pile up, it becomes addicting. So, how do we make this happen? Let's dive into some strategies. Okay, so the first step to saving more is spending less. Sounds obvious, right? But it's easier said than done. We often don't realize how much of our hard-earned money is slipping through the cracks on things that don't add real value to our lives. It's time to take a closer look at our spending habits and make some smart cuts. But you'd be surprised how much money we waste on things we don't even need. First up, eating out. Dining at restaurants can be a delightful experience, but it can also be a major drain on your wallet. The convenience and ambiance come at a price, and those prices add up quickly. I love a good restaurant meal as much as the next person, but seriously, it adds up. Think about the times you've gone out with friends or family, enjoying a meal without a second thought about the cost. It's easy to lose track of how much you're spending when you're having a good time. Think about it. Let's say you spend an extra $10 per meal eating out 5 times a week. That might not seem like much on a single outing, but it accumulates over time. Those extra dollars here and there can make a significant dent in your budget. That's $50 a week, which translates to a whopping $2,600 a year. Imagine what you could do with that money instead. It could go towards a vacation, paying off debt, or even building an emergency fund. Just imagine what you could do with an extra $2,600. Next, subscriptions. In today's digital age, it's easy to get caught up in the convenience of subscription services. From streaming platforms to monthly boxes, these small charges can add up quickly. We've all been guilty of signing up for a free trial and then forgetting to cancel it. Those seemingly insignificant monthly fees can quietly drain your bank account. It's time to take control and review what you're actually using. Go through your bank statements and identify any subscriptions you don't use. You might be surprised at how many services you're paying for, but not utilizing. Canceling these unused subscriptions can free up a significant amount of money each month. Cutting just one $15 a month service saves you $180 per year. Now, imagine if you cut multiple subscriptions. The savings can be substantial, and you can redirect that money towards more meaningful expenses or savings goals. And lastly, let's talk about coffee. That daily $5 latte might seem harmless, but over a year, it adds up to $1,825. It's a small indulgence that can have a big impact on your finances. That daily $5 latte might seem harmless, but over a year, it adds up to $1,825. It's a small indulgence that can have a big impact on your finances. Instead of buying coffee every day, consider brewing your own at home. Brewing your coffee at home is not only cheaper, but also a great way to start your day. You can experiment with different flavors and brewing methods, making your morning coffee ritual something special. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of knowing you're saving money with every cup. Now let's talk about automating your savings. This is one of the most powerful things you can do because it takes the willpower out of the equation. Think of it like this. You get paid, and before you even have a chance to spend that money, a portion of it is automatically transferred to your savings account. Out of sight, out of mind. So, how much should you automate? Well, to reach our $10,000 goal, you'd need to save around $833 per month. Now, I know that might sound like a lot for some of you, but remember, we've already freed up some cash by cutting back on unnecessary expenses. And if it's still too much, start with whatever you can afford and gradually increase it over time. Trust me, even if it's just $50 or $100 per month, it will add up over time. Chapter 4. Okay, so we've talked about cutting expenses and automating our savings. These are great steps to take control of your financial future, but they can only take you so far. But what if you want to accelerate your progress even further? What if you want to reach your financial goals faster and with more security? That's where increasing your income comes in. By boosting your earnings, you can save more, invest more, and ultimately achieve your financial dreams quicker. Now, I'm not saying you need to quit your job and become an entrepreneur overnight, although, hey, if that's your thing, go for it. Entrepreneurship can be incredibly rewarding, but it's not the only path to increasing your income. But there are plenty of ways to make extra money on the side. One option is freelancing. Freelancing offers flexibility and the opportunity to leverage your existing skills. If you have skills like writing, graphic design, coding, or anything else that can be done remotely, there's a huge demand for freelancers these days. Websites like Upwork, Fiverr, and Freelancer make it easy to connect with clients looking for your expertise. Another option is to sell stuff you don't need. This can be a quick and easy way to generate some extra cash. We all have clothes, electronics, or other items lying around collecting dust. These items can be turned into money with minimal effort. Why not turn them into cash? You'd be surprised how much you can make by selling things you no longer use. You can sell them online, or even have a good old-fashioned garage sale. Online marketplaces like eBay, Craigslist, and Facebook Marketplace are great platforms to reach a wide audience. And if you're willing to put in a little more effort, you can always pick up a side hustle. Side hustles can be a great way to explore new interests and develop new skills while making extra money. Driving for Uber or Lyft is a popular option. It offers flexibility and the opportunity to earn money on your own schedule. Delivering food through services like DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Grubhub can also be a lucrative side hustle. If you have expertise in a particular subject, tutoring can be both rewarding and profitable, or even walking dogs can bring in an extra $200 or more per week. Pet owners are always looking for reliable people to take care of their furry friends. If you have a passion for teaching, consider creating an online course or starting a podcast. Platforms like Udemy and Teachable allow you to share your knowledge with a global audience and earn passive income. Investing is another way to increase your income. While it requires some initial capital and knowledge, the potential returns can be significant. Research and educate yourself on different investment options to find what works best for you. Networking and continuous learning are also crucial. Attend workshops, seminars, and networking events to meet like-minded individuals and discover new opportunities. Remember, the key to making more money is to be proactive and open to new opportunities. Set clear goals, stay motivated, and don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. With determination and the right strategies, you can significantly boost your income and achieve the financial freedom you've always dreamed of. Chapter 5. Alright, so you're cutting expenses, automating your savings, maybe even making some extra cash on the side. That's amazing. But it's also important to track your progress. Why? Because what gets measured gets managed. When you track your savings, you become more aware of your spending habits, and you're more likely to stay motivated. Plus, it's incredibly satisfying to see your savings grow month after month. Now, you don't need anything fancy to track your progress. You can use a simple spreadsheet, a budgeting app, or even just a notebook. The key is to find a system that works for you and stick with it. I personally love using budgeting apps because they connect to your bank accounts and automatically categorize your transactions. But again, find what works best for you. Chapter 6. We've covered a lot of ground today, but before we wrap up, I want to talk about some common money traps that can sabotage your savings goals. These traps are sneaky and can catch even the most vigilant among us off guard. By being aware of them, you can take proactive steps to avoid falling into these financial pitfalls. First up, impulse spending. We've all been there. You're scrolling through social media and you see an ad for something you just have to have. It could be the latest gadget, a trendy piece of clothing, or even a limited time offer that seems too good to pass up. These ads are designed to trigger an emotional response, making you feel like you need the product immediately. Before you know it, you've pulled out your credit card and made a purchase you later regret. This kind of spending can quickly add up, leaving you with a pile of items you don't really need and a dent in your bank account. It's important to recognize these impulses and take a step back before making a purchase. To avoid impulse spending, implement a 24-hour rule. This means that if you see something you want, you wait 24 hours before buying it. This cooling off period gives you time to think about whether you really need the item or if it's just a fleeting desire. If you see something you want, wait 24 hours before buying it. During this time, you can evaluate if the purchase aligns with your financial goals and if it's something that will truly add value to your life. More often than not, you'll find that the urge to buy diminishes, and you can make a more rational decision. Chances are you'll realize you didn't really need it after all. Next, credit card debt. Credit cards can be a useful tool when used responsibly, but they can also lead to a dangerous cycle of debt. It's easy to swipe the card and forget about the consequences until the bill arrives. Credit cards can be a useful tool when used responsibly, but they can also lead to a dangerous cycle of debt. High interest rates can quickly accumulate, making it difficult to pay off the balance. This can result in paying much more for items than their original cost, as interest charges pile up month after month. High interest rates can quickly eat away at your savings, so it's crucial to pay off your balance in full every month. By doing so, you avoid interest charges and keep your financial health in check. If you find it challenging to pay off the full balance, try to at least pay more than the minimum amount due to reduce the interest burden. And lastly, not having a budget. A budget is a fundamental tool for managing your finances, yet many people overlook its importance. Without a budget, it's easy to lose track of where your money is going and end up overspending. I know, budgeting sounds boring. The thought of sitting down and crunching numbers isn't exactly thrilling for most people. However, the benefits of having a budget far outweigh the initial effort it takes to create one. But trust me, it's one of the most important things you can do for your finances. A budget helps you understand your income and expenses, allowing you to make informed decisions about your spending. It also helps you identify areas where you can cut back and save more. A budget doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as listing your income and expenses on a piece of paper, or using a budgeting app to track your spending. The key is to find a method that works for you and stick with it. It's simply a plan for where your money is going. By having a clear picture of your financial situation, you can make better choices and avoid unnecessary expenses. This in turn helps you build a solid financial foundation and work towards your long-term goals. When you have a budget, you're less likely to overspend and more likely to reach your financial goals. It provides a roadmap for your financial journey, helping you stay on track and make progress towards the things that matter most to you. So, take the time to create a budget and watch how it transforms your financial life. Saving $10,000 in 1 year is totally possible. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your savings grow. Which step will you start with? Comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more money-saving tips. GAP2S. Here are some additional tips to help you save even more money. First, consider using cashback apps for your purchases. GAP2S. Second, always look for discounts and deals before making a purchase. GAP2S. Third, try to buy in bulk to save on per-unit costs. GAP2S. Finally, consider setting up a separate savings account to keep your savings untouched. GAP2S. These small changes can add up to big savings over time. Happy saving! Now, let's hear from real people who have successfully saved $10,000 in a year. These stories will inspire and motivate you to stay on track with your savings goals. Remember, if they can do it, so can you. Avoid these common mistakes when trying to save money. First, don't set unrealistic goals. Second, avoid impulse buying. Third, don't neglect to track your expenses. Finally, don't be afraid to seek help or advice if you need it. Congratulations on taking the first step towards saving $10,000 in a year. Remember, consistency is key. Stay focused, stay motivated, and don't give up. You've got this.